ग्रुप में इसका जो
ٹھیک ہے جزاک اللہ خیر بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم والصلاۃ والسلام علی رسول اللہ اچھا so last time we just started lesson 9 and we finished lesson 8. Lesson 9 is about broken plurals, and along with starting lesson 9 we did some extra practice. So wanted to listen or have any feedback. Have you guys tried any practice from the book or from the additional other books or resources I put up on the drive? Has there been any like benefit? بتائیں کھلے دل سے.
موقع نہیں ملا آج شروع کرنا ہے. میں نے خود ابھی اسائنمنٹ پہ کھول کے دیکھی تھی, وہ تو ریلیٹیولی ایزی ہے, اس کا نہیں آئی تھنک کتنا مسئلہ ہوگا, لیکن بکس جو ہے میں نے آج اور کل میں انشاءاللہ کھول کے دیکھنی ہے کہ اس میں سے بھی پریکٹس ہو جائے. جو آئی تھنک ویکینڈ کے اوپر آپ کو انشاءاللہ ایک تو میں کوشچنس بھی بھیجوں گا جو کہ مجھے ڈیفیکلٹ لگیں گے. ایک بلکہ اوور دی ویکینڈ ایک آیا بھی تھا, وہ ویسے اتنی پریکٹس کرتے نہیں تھا, وہ ہم قرآن کی کلاس میں کہہ رہے تھے, وہ آپ سے سوال پوچھا تھا, وہ بلکہ میرے ذہن سے بلکہ نکل گیا, وہ بلکہ آپ اگر ابھی کلیریفائی کر دیں تو وہ تھا.
ہاں
ہم
دیں ابھی پوچھتے ہیں.
سو we were studying the tafsir of Surah Ikhlas, and the second word was Allah Samad. So there was a confusion as to whether this was a Jumla Ismiya. Well, it was a Jumla Ismiya, but we were also confused as to whether it could be a Murakkab Tawsifi as well or not.
Okay.
And the reason why it isn't, if it isn't.
اچھا سورہ اخلاص ٹھیک ہے. تو آپ لوگ کلاس میں کر رہے تھے یا ویسے کر رہے تھے؟
جی, ہم قرآن کی کلاس میں اس کی تفسیر پڑھ رہے تھے, تو سازد مکی بھائی جو ہے تھوڑی بہت ہمیں ناف کی بھی پریکٹس کرا رہے ہوتے ہیں, تو اس میں تھوڑی سی کنفیوژن سے ہوئی تھی. گیون تھا ہی کہ اٹس اے سینٹینس, لیکن تھوڑا سا یہ بھی لگ رہا تھا کہ مرکب توصیفی کو اس کی کنڈیشنز بھی میٹ کر رہا تھا. تو مکی بھائی کو خود بھی سمجھ آ رہی تھی کہ کیوں نہیں ہو سکتا یہ مرکب توصیفی, تو نے کہا کہ آپ سے پوچھنا آپ سے اس لیے.
اچھا ہاں اصل میں کچھ سینٹینسز ایسے ہوتے ہیں جس میں یہ چانس ہوتا ہے کنفیوژن کا, اور اس طرح کے کیسز میں قرآن مجید میں ایسے آتے ہیں کیسز, تو دیکھنا یہ پڑتا ہے کہ اگر ہم اس کو مرکب توصیفی ازیوم کریں اس ایگزامپل میں, تو پھر مرکب توصیفی کسی اور سینٹینس کا پارٹ تو ہو سکتا ہے, وہ سینٹینس کیا ہے. ٹھیک, اور اگر ہم اس کو مرکب توصیفی نہ ازیوم کریں اور اس کو جملہ اسمیہ ازیوم کریں جس میں مبتدا اور خبر ہے, تو پھر یہ کنفیوژن نہیں ہے. سو ایک حدیث بھی ہے نا جزاء العالمین میں, الدین النصیحہ,
جی بالکل,
اس میں بھی ایگزیکٹلی یہی ہے کہ دونوں الفاظ ایگزیکٹلی مرکب توصیفی بھی ہو سکتے ہیں. آپ یہ سوچیں گے کہ الدین از masculine and نصیحہ از feminine. اصل میں دین کا کوئی فیمنن فارم ہے ہی نہیں. صحیح, سو اس لیے یہ پاسبلٹی ادھر بھی ہے. تو وہاں دین و نصیحہ میں تو ہم ہمیشہ ہی ٹرانسلیٹ کر دیتے کہ دین از سنسیرٹی, یا جو بھی اس کی ٹرانسلیشن اچھی ہوگی انگلش میں, مطلب اٹس اے کمپلیٹ مبتدا خبر سینٹینس. سو یہ کم ہوتا ہے, ریئرلی ہوتا ہے کہ دا خبر اف اٹس اے سنگل ورڈ یوزلی اٹس نکرہ, لیکن یہاں پہ اللہ الصمد کے اندر بھی الصمد اگر ہم اس کو ایسے انٹرپریٹ کریں کہ الصمد از خبر, تو پھر سمپل ہے, یعنی اللہ از the one who's الصمد. اور آپ ٹرانسلیشنز دیکھیں گے تو یہی ٹرانسلیشن ملے گی آپ کو, رائٹ. اگر آپ اس کو موصوف صفہ زیوم کرتے ہیں اللہ الصمد, اللہ دا الصمد, پھر اس کو آپ کو کسی سینٹینس میں فٹ کرنا ہے, یا تو اگلے سینٹینس میں یا پچھلے میں. سو قل هو اللہ احد اللہ الصمد, اس کے اگر آپ ازیوم کرتے ہیں کہ پچھلے سینٹینس کا پارٹ ہے جس میں قل اور دین هو اللہ احد, اس میں تو ایک مبتدا ایک خبر ہے، تو پھر آپ کو یہ بھی دیکھنا پڑے گا کہ آلریڈی تو خبر آ گئی ہے پچھلے سینٹینس میں، وہ جو کہ احد ہے، اللہ احد، اللہ مبتدا، احد خبر. تو اگر آلریڈی خبر آ گئی ہے، پھر وہ خبر اور یہ یہاں پہ اللہ الصمد یہ کیسے ریلیٹڈ ہے؟ تو وہ ایک یعنی میں بس یہ کہہ رہا ہوں کہ جو اعراب کی بکس ہیں، اعراب القرآن بکس ہیں کافی، جو یعنی ایک جانرا ہے جس میں جو قرآن کے اعراب ہیں ان کی ڈیٹیلز ہوتی ہیں، اور اسی طرح نحو کی اور بلاغہ کی اس میں ڈسکشنز ہوتی ہیں. ان بکس کے اندر یہ دونوں چیزیں لکھی ہوئی ہیں، دونوں پاسبلٹیز لکھی ہوئی ہیں، یا شاید دو سے زیادہ بھی ہوں، کہ کیسے کیا ٹریٹ کریں گے اس کو. مجھے لگتا نہیں ہے کہ اللہ الصمد یعنی موصوف صفہ کے طور پہ کہیں زیادہ یوز ہوا ہوگا، مطلب کسی نے ایسے انٹرپریٹ کیا ہوگا. کیونکہ آپ یہ بھی سوچیں کہ یہ سورہ ریویل ہوئی تھی اس یعنی سینیریو میں کہ جو کفار مکہ تھے ان کو بتانا تھا کہ اللہ تعالیٰ کون ہے اور کیا ہے، رائٹ. تو اللہ تعالیٰ کی جو صفات ہیں وہ بتانے کے لیے کہ وہ ہیں جو لم یلد ولم یولد ولم یکن لہ کفوا احد، یہ ساری چیزیں بتانے کے لیے، اور یہ کہ وہ صمد ہے یہ بتانے کے لیے ریویل ہوئی. ان ادر ورڈس یعنی ایک پرسپیکٹو سے تھوڑا ہولسٹکلی دیکھیں گے تو اٹس شوڈ بی الصمد شوڈ بی اے خبر، اٹ شوڈ بی دا انفارمیشن جو کہ یہ کنوے یعنی کر رہی ہے سورہ، رائٹ. ہوپ فلی اس سے آنسر ہو گیا کچھ.
استاد ہم یہ بھی نہیں سیدھی طرح کہہ سکتے کہ بیکاز اٹ از انکمپلیٹ تو ہم اس کو بس مطلب کہ بس یہ آیت ہے اس کو ایک سینٹینس ہونا چاہیے تو اٹ کانٹ بی تو کوئی تصدیق یہ مطلب ہے اس کو
ایک
کیول
آیت کو ایک سینٹینس ہونا ضروری نہیں ہے، کیونکہ
اچھا
ہاں کیونکہ ظاہر ہے ایسے فار ایگزامپل حمر مستنفرہ فرت من قصفرہ، سورہ مدثر، اور بھی بہت سی آیات ہیں، مطلب وہ ایک آیت ہے حمر مستنفرہ، حمر مستنفرہ، لکھ لیتا ہوں. حمر مستنفرہ، یہ موصوف صفہ ہے، یہ ایک کوئی آیت ہے لیکن یہ
اچھا
موصوف صفہ ہی ہے، اس کا کوئی اور مطلب پاسبلٹی نہیں انٹرپریٹیشن. حمر موصوف ہے، دس ریفرز ٹو ڈونکی جہاں تک مجھے یاد ہو. مستنفرہ یعنی جو وہ بھاگ رہا ہو، یعنی وائلڈ، جو کہ بھاگ رہا ہو یا وائلڈ ہو. فرت من قصورہ، یہ اگلی آیت ہے، فرت من قصورہ. So قصورہ is referred to a lion. فرہ یا فرو، آپ نے پتہ نہیں ابھی تک ادھر پہنچے ہیں کہ نہیں صرف میں، یعنی he ran، it ran، this is feminine، ٹھیک ہے، she ran. So یہ اصل میں سینٹینس ہے، تو اس کا جو یعنی فرت who ran، وہ حمور مستند the donkey the wild donkey ran as if the wild donkey ran from the lion. ایسے یہ کفار کی اگزامپل دے رہے ہیں کہ کفار اس وقت سے ایسے بھاگ جاتے ہیں جیسے کہ ڈونکی جو ہے ڈر کے بھاگ جاتا ہے ایک شیر سے. تو حمر مستنفرہ از اے کمپلیٹ ورڈس. سو یہ ضروری نہیں ہے کہ ایک سینٹینس ایک آیت ایک پورا سینٹینس بھی ضرور ہو، ٹھیک ہے. اچھا خیر، آپ کیا کہہ رہے تھے؟
نہیں ٹھیک ہے آپ نے
اچھا
پوائنٹ پروف کر اس کے
چلیں،
علاوہ
ہاں
اگر
ضروری نہیں ہے کہ آیت ایک سینٹینس ہو. ہاں چلیں خیر، انشاءاللہ آہستہ آہستہ یہ چیزیں آسان ہو جائیں گی. So let's start. So any other question یا concern?
باقی کلیئر
اچھا okay, let's inshallah start our lesson first. Lesson 9 کو ہم نے ڈسکس کرنا شروع کیا تھا. میں ایسا کرتا ہوں کہ میں بس اس کو جلدی سے پڑھ لیتا ہوں، اس کے بعد مین لیسن نمبر 10 ہے جو میں آج کور کرنا چاہتا ہوں، پھر اس پر انشاءاللہ آ جاتے ہیں. اوکے بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. So this lesson I think ہم نے شروع کیا تھا، this is majorly about the various types, patterns, scales of broken plural, Jama Mukassar. It says, it was mentioned previously, there is no rule to construct the broken plural. It is totally based on hearing the plural from the people of the language. Hereunder we list some of the scales of the broken plural which are used most often. So, af'al is a scale. um, Awlad, Afras, Ashraf, Amtar, Awqad are all the plurals for their singulars. This is one pattern on which Jama Mukassar comes. Fu'ul, Muluk, Usud, Huquq, Shuhud, right? Qulub, Jama of Qalb, etc. Fi'al, Kilab, Thiyab, Rimah, Rijal. These are all plurals. Fu'ul, Kutub, Mudun, Sufun, Suhuf, Turuq, etc. Are plurals. Af'ul, أشهر أرجل أنهر أبحر أنفس and فعلاء وزراء أمراء شعراء سفهاء علماء, right, etc. This is another scale. This scale is generally used for the adjectives of intelligent beings which are on the scale of fa'il. So this is an additional information with this particular one, fa'ala, that usually this is a plural of intelligent beings, human beings or angels or jinn. The plural, the words that are used, this plural is used to refer to those. So ahibba, aqriba, aghniya usually are all human beings. Okay, fu'lan, fursan, buldan, qudban, this is also a plural scale. Fa'alil, anasir, zalazil, kawakib, jawahir as plural. Fa'alilu, for example, fanadi, fanajin, sanadiq, qanadil, khanazir, etc. Salatin. Fa'alila is another. Asatiza, talamiza, malaika, etc. Mafa'il another. Marakib, masajid, makatib. Mafa'il, mafatih, makatib. Okay, so इधर तक we stop. So now they say the following plural scales are غير मुنصرف and tanween will not be read on them. This is actually a detailed topic. What is غير मुنصرف? ठीक है? Inshallah, at some point we'll cover what the footnote says. This is a certain class of nouns that is not fully declined. European grammarians sometimes refer to them as diptotes. This term is discussed in volume 4, lesson 57. Hopefully, हम लोग उससे पहले इसको cover कर लेंगे इंशाल्लाह. غير मुंसरिफ. So these scales فعلا, أفعلا, فعالل, فعاليل, مفاعل, مفاعيل are غير منصرف. So what you need to remember at this stage is that there are certain scales of Jama Mukassar, certain patterns which are غير منصرف. ठीक है? And what does غير منصرف mean? It's very simple for you guys to remember inshallah for now. غير منصرف means no fatha, right? Meaning this. Sorry, not no fatha. No tanween and no kasra. So any tanween is not possible. And similarly, kasra, this or this is not possible. These two things cannot come on غير منصرف words. Any word which is غير منصرف, any ism which is غير منصرف, it cannot have any of these. So inshallah, we'll cover this at some point, inshallah. This is a certain class of nouns. Remember the plural of the following words in particular. So this one is a separate special category. Sound plural of ibn is bunun in halatul rafa in and banin in halatul nasab and jar. Its broken plural is abna. So plural of ibnatun is banatun, plural of akhun is ikhwatun, plural of ukhtun is akhawatun, imra'atun is nisa or niswa, and plural of ummun is ummahat. They give this separately because these words are very commonly used, right? A son or a daughter or a father, etc., mother, brother, etc. These have a little special type of Arab. So they mention it separately, inshallah. Some words are plural on several scales, and I think I mentioned this once as well, that one word may have different two plurals. So they say bahar, a plural is bihar, and also abhar. Abhur and Buhur, all four are plurals of the word Bahar. Bahar is a sea. It's also used in Urdu. Some words have different scales of plurals rendering different meanings. So Baitun can mean a house or can mean a verse of a poem. If you want the plural of the house, you use the word buyut. Buyut are houses. And abiyat is a different scale, which is also the plural of bait. But that means many verses of a poem or a poem itself. Abiyat, ashar, like we use in Urdu. Abiyat are ashar, like we use in Urdu. Bait bazi. What is bait bazi? Shairi. So it's the same word. The word abdun means slave or servant. The respective plurals are abid and ibad. So this word also has two plurals. Ainun means an eye or a spring, and also has two means, ayun and uyun. So this is eyes. These are springs of water. Okay, this is it. So what you should do, inshallah, about this lesson is just read it thoroughly once. And inshallah, you don't need to memorize the scales at this moment. Just read through all of them once, so that you at least see all types, all forms, and see examples. And then some of them will stick to your mind, inshallah. That's good enough, inshallah. Okay, let's now start the actual lesson, which is this one. This lesson is about i'rab, which is a very important concept. Okay, so any one of you who wants to start reading?
I'll do it.
ठीक है, start करें.
Lesson 10, the cases of nouns. The change in case of a noun due to the change in vowel of the final consonant is called i'rab, declension. Declension is of two types. One is i'rab bil haraka, which is shown by fatha, dhamma, and kasra. The other is i'rab bil huruf, which is shown by means of some huruf letters, as will be explained later on. When a noun is the doer of the verb, file, or the subject, mubtada, or predicate, khabar, it is said to be halatul rafa. In the nominative case, the example of the subject and predicate of past in lesson number 6. An
Okay, just a
object of
second. So let's do this slowly, inshallah, because this is very important. First thing they said is that i'rab can be, in English it's translated declension. ठीक है? I'rab can be of two types, either through haraka or through huruf. You have seen already both these two types, and you inshallah will remember this. So we've mentioned Arab a few times throughout last lessons. For example, Muslimun, the word Muslimun, this is halatul raf, meaning marfu, halatul nasab, and halatul jar. I'm going to make a table. So Muslimun in the halatul raf, it has a tanmi, a dhamma. In halatul nasab, it's going to be Musliman, fatha. Halatul jar is going to be Muslimin, kasra. What you're seeing the difference here is the haraka on the last letter. Okay, that's causing the difference in the states. These are grammatical states or i'rab or declension or the case. Okay, there are so many words used for these, but आप बस याद रखें case ending English में वो से a case ending is a word for this, declension or cases or grammatical state or i'rab, all referring to the same concept, i'rab. Okay, so halatul raf and nasb and jar, the differences are through the haraka. The other thing you've seen is muslimuna, for example, and muslimina and muslimina. So what you're seeing is the plural of the word Muslim in halatul rafa is indicated through this wow. This is a complete harf or a ya, right? In halatul nasab and similarly in halatul jar. So in halatul nasab and jar, the state is indicated through an actual harf, which is either a ya or a vaw, which is vaw in this case, or a ya. Okay, but in this singular case of the word Muslim, it's indicated through haraka. This is all that they're saying. Second, what they're saying is that so what this means is, this is an example, but there are many other ways also for many other different words. Like, it's not just limited, the Arab are not just limited to these two ways of expression. Okay. Here what they're saying is the doer of the verb, which is called fa'il, or the subject mubtada or khabar predicate, if a noun is any of these, then it is going to be in halat al-raf. This is a rule of grammar. Okay. So mubtada is always marfu. This is what they're saying. Khabar is always marfu, and last fa'il is always marfu. These three are always marfu, meaning whenever a word is mubtada, you need to ensure that the word is in halatul raf. So for example, I can say al-muslimu like sadiqun. Muslim is truthful. Okay. Al-muslimu, the Muslim is truthful. So I need to ensure, if I'm making this mubtada, the word Muslim has a dhamma, because the dhamma is going to indicate halatul raf. I cannot say al-muslima sadiqun. Okay, this will be incorrect because this is mubtada. Mubtada must be in halatul raf. Okay, means it has to have this. And the halatul raf for the word Muslim is indicated through the dhamma. Similarly, the khabar over here also has to be marfu, because khabar is also marfu, meaning it should always be in halatul raf. So it must be sadiqun. It cannot be sadiqan and sadiqin. Both these will be wrong over here. Okay, or over here, basically the same sentence. So mubtada must always be marfu, khabar must always be marfu. File, you guys, we haven't done verbs, in this book, but inshallah we'll see some point verbs. And whenever you see a verb, you will see a doer of the verb, the action. That will be always also marfu. Go on.
So an object maf'ul, when a noun is an object maf'ul, or it indicates the condition hal of the doer or the object, it is regarded to be in the halatul nasab, the accusative case. Uh, when a noun is mudaf ilayh, or it comes from a harf jar, it is regarded to be halatul jar in the genitive case. Examples will be mentioned shortly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are many rules, but over here, what they mention is, I think, really very common rules, like the ones which are very commonly used. What should be marfu, what should be mansoob, what should be majroor. They have given you some very important ones here. These three must always be marfu. That's what one thing they said. Second thing they said is a hal or a maf'ul, the object. In English also we have a subject and an object, right? Whenever there's a verb, there's a subject and there's an object. So these two also, these two will always be mansoob. Hal meaning indicating a condition. Hopefully, inshallah, you'll see an example sometime soon. Let me think actually. I have to think about an example. Maybe they'll mention it, inshallah. Next is muzaf ilay or harful jar. Third, and these are the only two reasons a word can be majroor. One, that it is muzaf ilay. Second, it is after harful jar. These are the only two reasons an ism can be majroor, a word can be majroor. meaning it's after muzaf, is muzaf ilayh. We've covered this. Or if it's after harful jar. Okay. All right. Go on. Signs of declension.
The signs of declension of different nouns. If a noun is singular or broken plural in Halatul Rafa, the Dammatain will be read on it. In Halatul Nasab, the Fatahain will be read on it. And in Halatul Jar, the Kasratain will be read on it.
Yeah, you guys have seen this. So this is generally if a noun is singular or broken plural, like this one, like you saw, Muslimun. Okay. Or if it's a broken plural, let's do a broken plural example. For example, let's just keep doing here. Broken plural could be, let's say, qulub. Qulub is the plural of what?
Qalb,
Qalb. Qalb means
heart,
heart, right? Very good. So qulub, when you use in halatul rafa, it's going to be qulubun. In halatul nasab, it's going to be quluban. Halatul jar, it's going to be qulubin. Okay. So what they're saying, usually words which are singular, like this one, or which are broken plurals. Qulub is a broken plural of qalb because uh, the sound plural of qalb should have been qalbuna. Qalbuna, because this is how you make a sound plural. You add a vowel and noon. But this word is not really used in Arabic at all. This is not even used, meaning it doesn't exist. So you can't make a broken plural just for your own, ease. Oh, sorry, a sound plural for every single word. Qalb, the plural is qulub. That's how it is. That's how used. So because it is how the plural is for the word qalb, and it is a broken plural. So broken plurals are usually gonna be indicated through these fathatain, dhammatain, kasratain, the harakat on the last letter. Okay, the only exception to this rule is those ghair munsarif words. Ghair munsarif, we just mentioned it. Let me just go back quickly. Yes, this point. There are some broken plurals. Okay, this is why they mentioned this note over here. There are some broken plurals which are not going to follow the regular i'rab of dhammatain, fathatain, and kasratain. And any broken plural that comes on any of these scales, like ulama, for ala is ulama, that's not going to be ulama ulama ulama, and that's not going to be the case because there's no kasra on those words, and then there's no tanween on those words. Okay, so inshallah you'll see all these things in action. Now they give
Jab,
examples. Ji.
uh, जब आप मंसूब के एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं तो वर्ड के साथ हमेशा अलिफ डालना उसमें जरूरी होता है.
That's usually always required. That indicates that there is a fathat, and that's how they indicate it. हमेशा नहीं होता कुछ वर्ड्स में. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर एंड पे राउंड ताओ तो फिर नहीं आता. राइट, या फिर अलिफ कब नहीं आता. आई थिंक इसी केस में नहीं आता, शायद कोई और केस भी हो. बट आमतौर पे ये दिस इज अ राइटिंग थिंग, लाइक दिस हाउ इट्स रिटन, लाइक अ स्क्रिप्ट. दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ द स्क्रिप्ट, नॉट द ग्रामर. ठीक है, कहीं पे भी देख लेंगे पूरे कुरान मजीद में या कहीं पे भी, जब भी फतहतैन हो, फतहतैन, टू फतहस, is gonna usually have a alif after that. Actually, the
ये
alif indicates that there's a fathatain in an ism. In an ism, if there is a fathatain in the end, and it's not written, the haraka is not written, you just get through knowing that. For example, Kana Allahu Aliman. Okay, let's say this. If only this is written, there's no i'rab, there's no harakat written, you can get it that this is actually aliman because the alif indicates the fathatain case. Okay, so whether you put a fathatain or not, the alif is there to tell you. That's why they use it. They had used it always. Okay. चलो, समझ आ गया?
जी उस्ताद।
Okay. Well, if you start now thinking, what is this sentence? This is actually a verb, a naqis verb. So we haven't covered this case because we haven't covered verbs. We covered mubtada and khabar. So um, that's why, don't worry, why is there a fatha here? Okay. Basically, kana makes one of the words fatha. Fathatain, or sorry, mansoob. Chalo khair, inshallah, with some point we go to kana. Acha, now examples. This is the first time they're giving you Jumla failure. Can you read the line and then read the table? Arsala Zaidun.
अरसला ज़ैदुन मकतूबन इला खालिद. So Zaid sent a letter to Khalid.
Mhm.
Where Arsala is file, Zaidun
Fail.
is fail, sorry. So
Mhm.
Arsala is fail, Zaidun is file, Maktuban is maf'ul, Ila is harf jar, and Khalidin is majrur. And Zaidun is in halat al-rafa, Maktuban is halat al-nasab, and Khalidin is halat al-jar.
Yeah. Why, anyone tell me why are these empty?
Ila is harf jar itself,
Very good.
तो वो तो आई थिंक उसमें तो नहीं आता ये.
Yeah, exactly. Huruf, there's no harakat or there's no halat of any harf. Harf is a harf. You can't change it into marfu, mansoob, mazroor. It is a harf. It's basically the same no matter what state you think it is in. Yeah, or arsala,
इट्स अ फेल.
the fail. Yes.
बट फेल
Yeah.
में तो हमने पढ़ा कि इट विल बी मफरूज.
क्या?
फेल में तो हमने ये नहीं देखा था कि इट विल बी मरफूज. जब
No,
वो
the
इसम होगा.
file, yeah, the file which is a ism can
अच्छा
be
ओके.
marfu. Fail is
गॉट
a verb, right? Like you're doing in
या
sarf,
या
daraba,
गॉट.
nasara, etc. So af'al have their states, but they're not these three states.
गॉट.
ठीक है, उनकी अपनी स्टेट्स हैं. तो फेल की क्या स्टेट्स होती हैं वो कहीं और वो समझने डिस्कनेक्टेड है इससे. Because they are a separate category. All that we have been doing, the cases of nouns, and the title of the chapter was cases of nouns, i'rab of asma. So सिर्फ जो इसम होगा सेंटेंस में जहाँ पे ये इसम है, ये इसम है, there are three asma. इन्हीं के ऊपर हम फोकस करेंगे कि ये किस स्टेट में होना चाहिए, किस i'rab, क्या i'rab होने चाहिए. ओके. और हर्फ
ठीक
के तो
है.
i'rab होते ही नहीं, हो तो वैसे ही बाहर निकल गया. फेल के i'rab होते हैं, बट इंशाल्लाह डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. इट्स मच सिंपलर. तो वो आप सर्फ में कर लेंगे इंशाल्लाह. Okay, Jumla failure. So why is this Jumla failure? Because the sentence starts with a fail. Okay, Arsala is a fail. You should see this inshallah in Surf. How is this a fail? Another sentence, Arsala rijalu siyaban ilan nisa. The men sent clothing to the women. And it's very similar. A rijal is a file, the doer of the action. Siyaban is the maf'ul, the object. File is a subject. Yeah, the doer of the action. Maf'ul is an object on which the action is performed. So the men, which are the doer of the action of sending, sent. What did they send? The clothes, which is the object maf'ul, siyaban, ila nisa, and nisa is majroor. You see a kasra here because of the harf al jar ila. So what they're showing is the i'rab on each of these. The first word, rijal, has a dhamma. They're saying this is broken plural. Broken plural, the marfu state is indicated by a dhamma or a dhammatain. If there's alif lam, it's going to see a single dhamma. Similarly here, zaidun, the dhammatain is indicating the rafa state. Second, maktuban, the fathatain is indicating the nasab state, mansoob state. Similarly, siyaban, the fathatain in the end of these two words, maktuban and siyaban, is indicating that this is a maf'ul. And lastly, an-nisa or khalidin, both these end with a kasratain, kasra or a kasratain, which is telling you this is majroor. Make sense? Nisa is also, जी.
Acha, also, how did you know that Arijalu was a broken plural?
Good question. So singular is rajul. To make a sound plural, you basically need to add a vav noon or a ya noon in the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Una
Got
or ina, right?
it.
This is sound. Only this is possible to be a sound plural, in masculine. It has to be masculine. Rajul is a man, so the plural also must be masculine plural. So if you see vav and noon in the end of rajul, then you can say it's uh, a sound plural. Otherwise, if it breaks, basically, if the singular does not remain intact in the plural, it's a broken one. So meaning rajul, in order to make rijal, you need to put alif here in the middle after jim. So you're breaking the sequence ra, jim, and lam. You're in the middle adding an alif to make the word rijal. So you're breaking it up, breaking the singular up to be able to make a plural. That's why it's called broken plural. समझ आई?
ये ज्यादा सही समझ लगे. Yeah.
Hmm. And as opposed to this, Muslimun, you add a vaw and noon, the singular form remains intact in Muslimuna. Okay, the singular form still remains uh, in the beginning of the plural. This part of the plural is exactly equal to the singular form Muslim. Hence, this is sound plural Salim, that the singular remained intact. Intact. Chalo. Okay, I think we've taken a lot of your time. Though, so this is again Jumla Failia. All three nouns are broken plurals. Here they gave examples. All three nouns are singular. Here they said that all three nouns are broken plurals. So the three nouns were Rijal, Siab. Siab is the plural of Saubun, is a singular. The singular of this is Rajul, and the singular of this is Imra'a. So actually, this is because they had to use Nisa at some point. That's why they told you Imra'a, like exclusively, separately. Where did they tell you? In the last lesson. Here. This. So they separately told you that the plural of Imra'atun is Nisa'un or Niswatun. So that because they wanted to use the word Nisa later on, and so that you don't start thinking, how is this? What is the singular of Nisa? Just memorize that the singular of Nisa is Imra, and it's a broken plural. That's it. You don't think how are they related. These are separate root letters or what. Don't worry about that. Okay. Okay. So all these three asma that came in the second example were broken plurals. Last example they give is pardon?
Yeah. So Jaa Zaidun Rakiban. Is it Rakiban or no, Rakiban? Rakiban ala farasi Hamidin. So Zaidun is Halatul Rafa, Rakiban is Halatul Nasab, and Hamidin is Halatul Jar. Because this is Farasi and Hamidin is Mudaf and Mudaf ilayh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Zaid came riding on Hamid's horse. The word
Oh, okay.
faras is majroor because of
Because ala on
because of
yeah,
Allah,
it's a harf.
exactly. This made the word majroor. Yes,
Got
caused it to be majroor. And the word Hamid is majroor because of it being a
because
muzaf
of that.
ilay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ala farasi Hamidin, on horse of Hamid. So both these words are majroor. That's why they make it one cell majroor. Both are halatul jar. And their halatul. The word faras has a kasra single, and the Hamid has double kasra. So for us, a single kasra because muzaf cannot have tanween. That's a separate rule. For us is muzaf, right? A muzaf cannot
Yeah.
have a tanween. It can only have a either a single dhamma or a single fatha or a single kasra. Basically, no tanween. Hence, you can't put a tanween on mudaf. But it must still be, in this example, it must still be majroor because of ala. So you still need to put a kasra. You can't say farasa hamidin, or you can't say farasu hamidin in this example, because it comes after ala. Right? So here they give example that you saw example of both muzaf ilayh and word after harful jar. And then here this is a new thing, rakiban. Ja'a Zaidun rakiban. Zaid came riding. So the state how the file was, in what state did he come? That is the word rakib. And this is one of the types of mansubat, that it's a hal, it's a condition. And state in the sense that it's not a grammatical state, it's the physical state of the file, of the doer of the action. Or it could be a physical state of a maf'ul as well, or a physical state of whatever, anything, any ism. The hal of any ism would be rakiban, would be, sorry, mansub. So this is, in this example, it is the hal of the file. Zaid is the one who was riding, right? So Zaid came riding. When he was coming, he was riding a horse. So while he was in the state of riding, that's why the word rakib, uh, you know, is a rider, and so rakiban would be riding, and so that is because it is a hal. That's why it is in the mansub state, halatun nasb. And file is always marfu. So Zaidun, you see the matain. Here you see fathatain. Say, when you go
The
back and
साथ में मफूल नहीं होने की कोई जरूरत
इस केस में इसमें कोई मफूल नहीं, right? Exactly.
नहीं.
So Zaid came riding on Hamid's horse. There's no um, object on which the action is performed. This horse
Right.
for us is not a object because it's basically after a preposition. There are some verbs which do not have objects. You get this, you see in English as well. In this example, there's no object, or there's no maf'ul. I came, I came. Full stop. Is a complete sentence. This is the subject. This is the verb. There's no object in the sentence. Correct? I landed.
Yes.
Right? I landed. No. So and there's many verbs in English as well that do not require an object, and then similarly in Arabic as well. And then there are verbs which do require an object. Okay, I ate. Usually you're gonna need to tell what. Okay. Whatever you ate, like pizza.
But why isn't Faras e Hamidin considered as uh,
As an
a
object. Yeah, the
object?
reason
Yeah.
simply is that it's after a harful jar.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's after harful jar. When a word is after harful jar, it must be majroor. If it's must be majroor, it cannot be mansub, and if it cannot be mansub, it cannot be maf'ul.
we got it.
Okay, but why do you bring it with a harful jar is a separate question. Why do you need a harful jar? Why can't you just put a directly? Why can't you say ja'a zaidun rakiban farasa hamidin? So that the answer is that the verb ja'a does not accept maf'ul, and that's the actual real answer. The real answer is this: the verb ja'a, this ja'a, like came, does not accept objects. Even in English, I came to some place, right? I mean, I think originally grammatically there's a to, whether you write it or no. Right? I think, I mean, English is a little
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
but
नहीं
so
ऐसे ही होता है. You're right.
yeah, so to is a preposition, right?
Yeah, I came to or I came over. There's always a preposition.
Mhm. So you need a preposition with this verb. In the ja in Arabic ja, you must need a preposition, or you can't have an object at all. There may be exceptions, but generally you don't need an object. So you, in order to tell some more information, you use a preposition like ala, or you could use another preposition ba harful jar. like waji'a yawma idhim bi jahannam, or the word ja'a, ja'a rabbuka. I think that's the verse. Malakan. No, I don't know. Ja'a comes a lot in the Quran, and you may see the ba harful jar. Waja'a bihi Musa. Yeah, waja'a bihi Musa is somewhere. Musa came with it. Bihi. So ba harful jar also comes with ja'a, and ala harful jar also comes. Different meanings for both. Okay, so we think are exhausted. Any question more on this?
नहीं, समय लग गए मुझे।
Similar word?
आंख से समझ लग गई।
समझ लगी, अच्छा। अच्छा, so there's some more things. Inshallah, we'll keep going next time. Okay, they give a lot of detail, mashallah. Okay, so please try to do this. That read this, the previous lesson, and this one, at least until this point, and also the remaining part before next class, so that we can cover this main topic, properly, and go to next, inshallah. Any other? Do you guys get the books?
Yeah, I think ड्राइव पे अपलोड हो गई थी ना वो,
नहीं
तो
नहीं, I mean physical copy.
फिजिकल कॉपी।
Kibai told me that he's gonna order books, physical copies.
अच्छा, मतलब मेरे ख्याल से
अच्छा
अभी तक इधर इवन टेरस लास्ट क्लास में तो आई थिंक अभी कुछ रीसेंट होगा, हमें इन्फॉर्म नहीं किया अभी तक।
अच्छा, चलें, एक चीज मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ. There is a book called Ilmun Nahw. Okay, it's very good, like concise. That's what we studied. So Makiway wants me to start that or use that really, because that's the Darsan Nizami curriculum actually. It's in Urdu. This book, Tasilun Nahw, which is there on your drive already, is a translation derived from Ilmun Nahw. So Ilmun Nahw में भी ये chart है. Okay, उर्दू बुक में भी, इंग्लिश में भी ये चार्ट है. ये चार्ट है जिसके अंदर in which all the types of i'rab are mentioned. If you guys get confused, how does a particular word appear in halatul rafa or halatul nasab or halatul jar, this chart is the main like reference, your cheat sheet. Okay, but we haven't covered all of these types, so um, I put it here. We don't need to cover it. Inshallah, when we learn more words, maybe I can refer. Maybe when we finish this lesson, I can probably see this again, inshallah. So if you guys get physical copy, just tell me, and inshallah, that will help do more homeworks. So let's inshallah stop. Jazakumullah khair. Let's inshallah stop.
Okay. So
Alaikum assalam.